Hey y'all, it's your captain of creativity coming at you with the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 8, Episode 12, Blazed and Confused Review. If you're new to this channel, thank you for coming. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're returning, thank you so much for rocking with us. Let's get into this episode because, again, it wasn't given much, but Karen delivered probably the most again. So our first scene which is on Ashley, and they're talking about the clothing line GNA. Why them two are making clothes, I don't know. And then shout out to the twins for staying on Giselle's neck because they were on the floor basically telling them the truth about what them clothes look like. Next, Ashley and Giselle say they want to solve coochie sweat issues before Mia and Robin join them to talk mess about Karen's trip. Ashley then tells Mia that Karen was mad at her for refusing her invite, stirring the pot as usual for Ashley. And then they'll talk about Wendy and Eddie's Happy Eddie event that everyone was invited to. But they say that the men had a group chat that Eddie started, but Nneka's husband, wasn't in that group chat. So then you see Nneka still talking foolishness about taking her prenatal vitamins with alcohol by starting the end of the day with champagne and then vitamins. And it's annoying that she keeps saying that because that's really bad for your liver and your body. Like, you should be taking a lot of water, especially when you're having those kind of vitamins that can sometimes, give you all kind of issues if they're not water soluble. So hopefully her vitamins are at least water soluble, but you need a lot of water, period, at least 8 glasses a day. And then if you're taking them vitamins, it does not help that you're drinking alcohol, dry yourself out, especially if you're trying to get pregnant. So then she says that, she had no furniture upstairs, she don't have no stove. She has some friends there helping her now, but she wants the other housewives to help her unpack. And she's also trying to promote her sparkling wine brand, which will be at her unpacking pajama party event with the ladies. And then she says she's also going to go to Wendy and Eddie's Happy Eddie event. And then I believe it's Lebe asked her, well, are you going to be okay? And then they also asked if Wendy was going to come to her pajama party, and that is still unknown. Next, you see Candace, and she says she's busy shooting some TV show, so she's not going to be able to stay through the whole thing of Wendy's event, but she's going to show her face, like they say, makeup number, and then she's going to get Chris, to stay through with her, and she charges Chris with getting her edibles, I guess, and she says she wants the calming kind. And she said she wants a pre-roll to replace her emergency weed that apparently she had used already. And then Chris agrees to do it, but then they talk about, what might it be like seeing all them messy people again. And Chris says he don't think it should be a problem since most people, when they smoke weed, they're going to be chill. But the gag is when we find out that, the event is starting. You see Wendy and Eddie looking nice. Wendy has this nice white dress. But then the people tell them that they're not really rolling weed. They're just going to be rolling oregano and spices, so it's not to scare anyone. So nobody's going to be high at this event, even though Chris and Candace thought so. So Wendy's disappointed, but her and Eddie say they're partnering with Curio Wellness, I guess, to be the faces of and distribute 3 strains of weed, which have 2 named after Eddie and 1 named after Wendy called Zenwin. So then Candace and Chris arrive, but of course Candace leaves early, and Eddie gives her gift back early. And Ashley, in her confessional, says she just feel weird about Chris after all the lies she and her friends told on him. But then Karen and Mia are the ones that actually get into it at Wendy's party about Mia being a backup invitee to Surrey. And I'll admit that Karen was sort of in the wrong. She kind of was the first one to bring up the issue with Mia. And she started the argument by asking, why Mia rejected the invite. And she said Mina, slightly delusional things like Surrey County had more going on than Mia's life. Mia's going through like a kind of divorce, and she don't have no nanny now to take over the kids. And her mama fell out, so her mama's not watching the kids. So Mia does have a lot going on. And Mia wasn't backing down from being loud with Karen at the event and defending herself. And then Mia kind of backed up Catherine off her by saying, an old dog needs to find some new tricks, basically saying that Karen's the old dog. And then Karen called her a trick. That's like the big offense at the party. And then Kiana and Giselle show up. And Giselle ignores Wendy, even though it's Wendy's event. And then Chris looks uncomfortable. So Wendy and Eddie save a seat for him up front with them, away from the lying green-eyed bandits. And then Giselle, in her confessional, basically runs down on Chris's look by saying that Chris looks like he been eating a lot. He looked a little fat. So if Candace bites her head off at the reunion, she only has herself to blame, since Candace had made it clear that she wants Giselle to keep Chris's name out of her mouth. Especially if she's so concerned with her safety, she has no business running out on his looks and being disrespectful to him. Next, Giselle tries to shade Wendy about her event after Wendy gives a speech to thank everyone for coming and laughing and being happy at the event. And then Giselle lies and says she didn't laugh, while referring to herself in the third person before production rolls footage of her laughing throughout the event, proving that Giselle's a hater to the point that she makes herself look like a liar and or a person who's out of touch with reality. And then Gordon leaves early without Mia before Robin asks Mia how they're doing, and Mia says she can't leave Gordon now since his family abandoned him. And then Nneka pulls Wendy aside and thanks her for inviting her. And she asks Wendy to sit down, and Wendy says she received Nneka's intentions, but she needs time to process everything since Nneka still hasn't apologized for all her trifling actions like calling Wendy a biatch. And instead of apologizing, Nneka says, I know, and that's why I want to have a sit-down conversation. Blah, 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 but I'm done with them. Next, Mia and Gordon are on a date since they have no nanny, and they talk about the benefits of therapy for them since Mia had wanted to divorce Gordon for what she called his hyena-ish behavior. But she says he got better after therapy, but still needs to take accountability for what he did to his family. He says he don't know what he did, but they just told him that he don't listen. So I think all them rental properties and whatnot pissed him off, and he didn't listen about the bad investments, and they took the money away from him and the position too. And then Mia spills Ashley's tea that Michael had back problems, so Ashley is helping to take care of him, even though he had cheated on her. And then she asks Gordon if she thinks they're really getting divorced. And Gordon says no, since women should stay by their sugar daddy, which is a message for Mia as well. He talks about how it's best for couples to, make arrangements and agreements around their unhappiness and just stay together. And Mia outright tells him that no amount of money can keep someone in captivity if they want to return to the streets like she clearly does. Then we at Nneka's unpacking pajama party. Sharice is there, unfortunately, but everybody except Wendy shows up. And then Giselle tries to shade Wendy, even though Wendy's not there, by, calling her rude for not directly telling no to Nneka about not coming. Then Nneka says that she's used to Wendy's disrespect. Karen and Mia get into it again, and Mia says that Karen called her a trick, and it takes a trick to know a trick. And then Karen brings up here how Mia's messing with a rapper while sleeping with a new married man. And Mia in her confessional says that, first of all, it's not a rapper, so I done fell out, but right now, Mia is with her high school sweetheart, who is a well-known DJ and radio personality in Atlanta. So then the group, says that it's probably nothing. And Mia says, she hangs out with men, but it's in front of Gordon's face. Candace has a funny confession where she says that Mia needs to learn better, that rappers are not good source of support. They play a game of never have I ever, and then Robin inserts that boring storyline about Karen having her family picture, and Karen doesn't deny it and says that she probably liked the picture because she likes Robin's parents. So everybody says it's weird, but I love how Karen tried, to just normalize whatever she was doing, and they looked more bothered by Karen because Karen is not ashamed in her game. So Karen gives a nice small speech to celebrate Nneka. Ashley calls Nneka the Princess of Potomac, and the episode goes off. Now, this is lame, them trying to take the Grand Dame title away from Karen and give it to Nneka. They're going to do it next episode again. They're going to upgrade the Princess of Potomac title to Grand Dame. And they need to know that it didn't work with Sharice because we love Karen. And she's been carrying the season on her back. So say what you think in the comments. And remember, you're the master of your fate and the captain of your soul. Bye.